Hello, welcome to a new episode of The Last Show, the show in which we cover world news from our unique Eastern European perspective and our Eastern European bunker. And today, we will talk about politics, sex, race, drugs, and why neither the United States nor Eastern Europe handle scandals well. Hello once again, my name is Libor, and today, because I am basically Gen Z, I will cover something which my generation really loves: scandals and cancel culture. And there is one scandal that has been shaking up American politics for weeks.
There's an update late today to a story NBC has been covering all week after fewer than 12 documents with classified markings were found at an office used by now President Joe Biden in the days following his vice presidency.
Yes, classified and even top secrets documents were found in Biden's personal residence where they really shouldn't have been. And that's a scandal of a magnitude that the US haven't seen for maybe half a year. And today, we will take a closer look at what scandals and reactions to those scandals look like in North America and here in Eastern Europe. Because from our point of view, Americans might be overreacting a bit, or we might be caring a bit too little. And let's begin with the most recent scandal, so as we mentioned, the Biden's documents. Because that story has really been gaining steam.
This morning, new details surrounding those classified documents discovered at President Biden's Delaware home. The White House disclosing Saturday 5 additional pages were found in a review of the Wilmington residence, bringing the tally to 6 pages found this week. It comes after revelations that an initial batch of sensitive records was unearthed in Mr. Biden's garage in December. On Thursday, the White House confirmed that detail, while adding another classified document had been located in an adjacent room.
That's right, Biden's lawyers have found classified documents, including top secret ones, in his Delaware residency. And they say that the information was shocking to the president. When the lawyers told Biden, his reaction was, "Who are you? Who am I? Where am I? I want ice cream."
Chocolate chip.
But it's the same thing as when I found my grandpa profile on Tinder. This retiree has a lot to explain. Because it's only been a few months since Biden's party criticized Trump for a very similar issue. And now, Republicans are letting him have it.
What strikes me, though, is having President Biden being highly critical of President Trump, calling him irresponsible. And it just reminds me of that old adage, if you live in a glass house, do not throw stones. And I think President Biden was caught throwing stones.
And I'm not defending him or Trump, it was really dumb from both. But is it really that big of a deal? Because where I'm from, a lot more needs to happen until it's really a problem. Because what did Biden really do? Is he careless? Is he incompetent? Is he not supposed to be president? Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Boris Yeltsin. Yes, this guy actually led the biggest nuclear power in the world while being piss drunk most of that time. And what did Eastern Europe do about it? Did they whine? Did they investigate? Try to ruin his good time? No! We glorified it with his own line of liquor. Because why should only the president of Russia have low IQ when now you can too? Can you imagine that in America? President Biden, he forgets a lot of stuff, and I don't really like him sniffing little girls. So why don't we introduce a new brand of memory pills with the active ingredient being little children's hair? Okay, let's switch it up a bit. We've talked about a purely political scandal. But now, let's get a bit spicy. Because I'm pretty sure you remember this.
But I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
He did. And I'm not saying it was right, but come on. An intern blew the president, and that was enough for it to be one of the biggest stories of the 90s. It was grunge, Michael Jordan, and a bit of jizz on a blue dress. Or was it white? I don't know. But the main thing is, all it took was one blowjob, and millions of people freaked out. But from our point of view, that's not a sex scandal. In Bulgaria or in Latvia, it wouldn't even make the news. But this is a sex scandal.
Fidesz MEP József Szájer has admitted to violating COVID-19 restrictions by attending what Belgian media is calling a sex party. Police were called to an apartment on Friday night in Brussels after getting a report of potential breaches of coronavirus restrictions. They found 25 people there, mostly men. Szájer tried to escape along a roof gutter when police detained him. He, along with two others, invoked diplomatic immunity. The politician, who was a senior member of the ruling Hungarian Fidesz party, resigned on Sunday.
Yes, a member of the Hungarian ruling party was caught escaping a gay sex orgy through a rain gutter with ecstasy in his backpack. And by the way, the party he was a member of is strictly anti-LGBT. Not only is that amazing, but it's also fizzled out hard. There's no documentaries, no autobiographies, nothing. I mean, Lewinsky even had her own reality show with guys in masks. Can you even imagine a closeted gay guy hosting a dating show with men in masks? Well, I guess you could. But the point is, it's been 25 years and Monica Lewinsky is still a major celebrity. But when I look at a rain gutter, I don't think of that Hungarian guy. I just think, boy, would it be nice to own a house one day? But it's not just the US who might be overdoing it with the word scandal. A few years back, even the leader of Canada had his big one. And even race was involved.
Costumes including Justin Trudeau dressed up as Aladdin. Sonny Carano posed for this photo with him that night in 2001. He says Trudeau's appearance fit the context of the Arabian Nights themed gala.
Yes, in 2019, a few pictures emerged in which Justin Trudeau wears a blackface. Among other things, Trudeau said that he doesn't even know how many times he wore black makeup. And maybe it's not ideal when a prime minister talks about blackface the same way as about denim shorts. But it was a big problem for the Canadian prime minister. He had to apologize numerous times and he was criticized even by his own party. Okay, I showed you what a prime minister looks like. Now I will show you what primetime TV looks like. And let's say in the Czech Republic.
The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the skies, are also on the faces of people going by.
To be honest, I don't know what's worse. The blackface, the atrocious singing, or imitating Louis Armstrong by pretending to have throat cancer.
The colors of the rainbow.
If the shot was at least black and white, I could maybe pretend that it's the 50s, when we just didn't know any better. But with it being full HD, you might guess that it's also 2019. Yes, in the year when Obama had been elected twice, and the Czech Republic had a black player in its football team, The Weeknd was portrayed by a 50-year-old Slav. Can the resemblance be at least decent? Why does the Eastern European version of The Weeknd look like Dave Lister after 20 years of doing meth? But again, I'm not trying to comment on that. I'm just saying, we don't take stuff as seriously. Do you know how I know we don't? The show is still on the air. Can you imagine that on American TV in 2019? Presenting The Masked Singer, starring Dr. Drew as a package of ramen noodles. And Fox is like, yeah, we'll take another season of that. Well, to be honest, Fox actually might. But let's finish our excursion back in the US, because the best example of the differences between our cultures might actually be the biggest political scandal of all: Watergate.
But as president, I must put the interests of America first. Therefore, I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow.
He resigned over that. Some guys from his team wiretapped the opposition, and that was enough for the president to step down. Nixon was completely disgraced at the time, and for the rest of his life, he could only support his family by occasional Futurama appearances. But once again, there's the United States of America. Do you know what spying on a candidate would be called where I'm from? Intelligent campaigning. I just can't imagine something like that toppling, I don't know, the head of Poland? Mr. President, we heard that you spied on the opposition candidate. Yeah, I did. Do you know what we found out? Fuck you! How about that? In fact, Eastern European presidents of the 20th century didn't really quit their job in the middle of their term, unless it was like this.
The deposed Romanian leader, President Ceausescu, and his wife have been executed. State television tonight announced a military tribunal found them guilty of genocide and undermining the national economy. On the streets of Bucharest, the people celebrate the end of 24 years of tyranny.
Exactly. Nicolae Ceausescu actually got shot out of office. And I'm sure that being impeached sucks. But he even got the opportunity to wave goodbye, and it wasn't to his family. So there you have it. I'm not really sure I achieved anything with this trip, but I hope you at least had fun. So please, America, when it comes to scandals, take it down a few. Or, Eastern Europe, maybe take it up a notch. But wait, don't go anywhere before subscribing and ringing the bell, because we have many new videos every week and we're just getting started.